Hi yogis, thank you for joining me on day 3 of your Spring Into Practice challenge. Today we are going to do the follow-up to yesterday. Yesterday was the pre-workout stretch or pre-workout strengthening. Today is going to be a post-workout stretch. So after you're all warm and limber, you want to take advantage of that to then elongate through the muscles that you have just made very, very warm. But you want to be careful not to injure your joints, which is why we strengthen before. And then afterwards we stretch in a logical manner, so to speak. So let's just assume that you have gone for a run or a hike or a cycle or something, taking advantage of spring and all of the good things that it brings to you. This is a standing practice, and I have a block handy. You may or may not need that. Also, if you are post-workout, I do suggest that you take off your shoes because we're going to get into the feet a little bit too. So we're going to stay up standing for most of this workout. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to face the camera. You can come to the top of the mat however you want to do it. We do need the length of the mat though, so whatever works for you. And just root down through all 4 corners of your feet. Bring your hands either to your hips if you want a little bit of extra help with balance, or down by your side. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to keep my hands at heart center, reaching all of the toes up towards the sky, spreading them out and then placing them back down. I am going to rock forward onto my toes, lift the heels, and then rock back, lift the toes. I'm just rocking forward and back like that. A little post-workout stretch for your feet. So if you notice your ankles might be doing a little bit of wobbling around, and you might have a little bit of a bow leg situation happening from time to time, that's okay. That's just your ankles getting used to different patterns of movement. So let's go ahead and find all 4 corners of those feet and maybe roll out to your blades of the feet and then roll in, lift those blades off. So rolling out, pronation and supination, in and out. Beautiful. So bring those feet nice and sturdy on the mat. Your toes can touch if you like. If your anatomy does not allow for that, you can keep them about hip width. It's totally okay. We are all different shapes, and that's why we're all here to find what works for us. So I'm going to keep my feet a little bit wider just because that's the way my anatomy is working today. And then inhale, reach all the way up, press palms together, maybe taking a little back bend here, and then folding, bending at the knees, melt all the way down over the legs. Let's find a little half lift here. So half lift is a flat back, belly button pulls in, push down through the feet and reach your shoulders towards your butt. Now from here, I'm going to use my block. So right hand underneath the nose, root down through all 4 corners of the feet, and then sweep the left arm all the way up towards the sky. So you can bend into the right leg and reach that left arm up. That's going to get into the outside of your leg. You can keep that leg straight and it'll be more of a shoulder stretch. Since we run, bike, hike, those kinds of things with our legs, we probably want more leg stretch than shoulder. And then go ahead and bring that left hand down and then bend into the left leg and sweep the right arm up. Nice, both hands come down, keeping the feet exactly where they are. You can move that block a little bit out of the way, and then bring the hands around behind you, interlace the fingers, let the arms fall overhead. This deepens the back body stretch. Maybe pressing the palms together if that works for you, if you have that space in your elbows. If you have space between your feet, careful not to let your knees knock in here. You want to keep your ankles, knees, and hips in alignment. Nice, let's go ahead and release the hands, sit the hips nice and low, reach the arms up, find your way to a chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit back, sit down, reach out, and then fold forward. I'm gonna spin here just so that I can step back and you can see what's going on. Right leg is going to come back, left hand comes or right hand comes inside the left foot, and then reach the left arm up and open, look behind. Nice. Both hands come down, and then reach both arms all the way up, inhale, lift. Good. Now from here, bend the knee, back knee, so it's underneath your hip, and the front knee stays bent. This is a big stretch. So you're stretching through the front of that back leg. If it's too much with your hands up in the air, just bring them to heart center. We're going to bring that left arm down by the left hip and reach overhead. Big, big stretch here. Both arms come back up through center, and then hands come to the mat, and we're just going to step forward, back into that forward fold. Now we're stretching the back body. Might feel this in your hamstrings. You can even bring the hands off the mat and grab opposite elbows. Fingertips come to the mat, find that half lift, flat back, pull the belly up, shoulders slide back. Step back with the left foot, left hand stays down, reach the right arm up. Again, if this is enough, it's enough. Maybe reach that right arm behind you, pull the knees in towards the midline. Beautiful. Both hands come down, reach the arms all the way up, crescent warrior, and then slide that back knee underneath the hip. Big stretch. Right hand comes down, take that side lean. Both hands all the way up, and then exhale down. This time we're walking our whole body to the left or the right, whatever makes more sense for you, into a wide-legged forward fold. So my feet, I like my feet parallel, and I'm on a particularly slippery mat, so kind of helps me to have some grip. You might need a block here underneath your nose if the floor is really far. If you're struggling to get into this fold, you can come down onto the block, or you can always turn your hands so your fingers reach behind you and then fold over the legs. So wherever you end up on your fold, you want to make sure that you're not pitching forward and you're not pitching too far back. You want to root through all four corners of the feet and maybe even grabbing onto the outsides of the feet. Now I want you to press into the pinky toe sides of the feet and maybe find a little lift in the arch. And of course you can do that by pressing your hands into the mat and finding a little bit of lift there. If you need to walk your feet a little bit closer to each other, you can certainly do that. One more breath, inhale, lift. Find that nice flat back. And then heel toe your feet all the way in towards each other. And then rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Finding your way to a standing position, hands come back to heart center, and then we're just going to sit back into that chair-like shape, sitting back, and then crossing your right leg over your left at the knee. Now you can stay up here. This is enough for many of us. If you need a surface to hold on to, you absolutely can. Or you might sit down. Now, if you're really warm and feeling really stretchy and know that you have a pretty big range of motion, you might be able to bring your elbows to your foot and your knee, or even snuggling the triceps just in front of that shin. But be careful to bend into that standing knee to get there. One more breath here. Again, you don't have to come all the way down. You can hang out elbows on knees and foot, or you can sit a little bit higher, or you can hold onto your table, whatever works, and then stand all the way up, and then just shake that side out. Let's go to the other side. Right foot plants, feet are hip width to start. Sit back into your chair shape, chair-like shape, and then just sit down. Sit back. maybe a little lower. Maybe hooking the elbows, either placing them right on the knee and the foot. The more you flex into this foot, the more safe your knee will be. Maybe you even bring your triceps to the shin, sit low, sit down, and then go ahead and come out of this shape the same way you came in. And then step your feet together here. Hands to your hips, or you can use them on the floor as we move down. We're going to work into the toes a little bit. I'm actually going to turn so that you can see what this looks like. So big toes are touching. I'm going to sit down. As I sit down, I'm going to see how long I can go. Chair pose, and then start to rock forward into the balls of the feet. I want to keep the heels pressed into the mat as long as possible. And then fingertips come down, and then heels come up at the bottom towards my seat. And then from here, maybe floating the hands into this low crouch. Hands come back onto the mat, curl into a little bitty ball, and then start to press the heels down towards the mat. So this is working into the Achilles in a nice, gentle, safe way. Using your hands and the pressure of your body weight, start to press the heels towards the mat as you straighten the knees. You'll reach a point where the heels come down, the knees are still bent, and you're curled into this ball. Lift the hips up, keep the head heavy. The legs are going to move away from the body, and then from here, we've been here before, reach the arms all the way up as you root down. And then sweep the hands to heart center. And relax your shoulders. That is all you need, yogis. Make sure that you make time as part of whatever it is that you're doing to adequately stretch afterwards. That's what keeps you from developing imbalances, which lead to injury later on. So even if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however long you have, even if you have time for only one stretch, make sure you're getting some kind of lengthening to those muscles after you work out. Thanks again for joining me. Come back tomorrow. We will have another Spring into Your Practice class for you. Namaste.